What's up, guys? It's Gardy B with the Jenkins Jonez show. As always, I'm here with my good internet buddies, Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
What's up, guys?
With Jethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's up, bubbas? And if you fuck with us, you want to see more of our content, please jump on YouTube and subscribe to our channel.
Let's talk about the game last night. Warriors 104, Celtics 94. I feel like this game went more or less exactly as Tyler said. If you have a chance to beat the Warriors in game 4 and you choose to pee down your leg instead, the Warriors are going to beat the hell out of you in game 5. And sure enough, they're up 16 points with 1 minute left. Tyler, is this basically exactly what you thought we were going to get out of game 5?
Yes, it's exactly what I thought. Like, that is fucking basketball science. Whenever you blow a game that you could have won against the Warriors, the next game they're going to beat the fuck out. That we have seen that happen so many times. You just cannot leave money on the table against this team. So, I mean, now we're in a spot where, the Warriors can close it out. I don't know. Where are y'all at with it? I feel like the Celtics are cooked, but then there's a part of me that says this Warriors team is beatable. Running off 2 straight against them is not impossible. Like, we've talked this. These aren't the 2017, 2018 Warriors. They are beatable. So where y'all at with it right now?
I think if 2 of the 3 wins that the Warriors have are Steph stinkers, it's not a good look. You know what I mean? Like the first one they got, Steph didn't play all that good. This one, he broke he broke his record.
He broke a 300 game streak of games with a 3-pointer made.
You know what I mean? Like, he just was 0 for 9 from 3, just not good. And they still kicked them boys' ass. You feel me? And I feel like Jayson Tatum needs that switch. Like, he can go get you a bucket, but I don't see him like. He doesn't have that switch where he's just like, at 24, going to just take over the fucking game. You know what I mean? And make it his. And we haven't seen it at all this finals. He's broke a record for plus minus, lowest plus minus, or worst plus minus, broke a record for turnovers in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And that's what young people do. He's really, really good, and he'll be really good. But there was a moment, and I texted y'all about this, where he shot that step back 3 in the fourth quarter. And this nigga that was dating a jackal, I might add. Yells from the stands, "You ain't like that!" And he wasn't like that. The motherfucker airballed. He's just in the fourth quarter. He's been abysmal the last 2 games, and in most of this series. And I don't think when your best player is playing onto that level, people say Draymond's the most disappointing player. I was like thinking in my head, it's Tatum to me, because they need Tatum more than the Warriors need Draymond, and Tatum just hasn't been there. So it's not looking good, G. I'm not too confident in this team.
I think the thing with Tatum, I agree with that. I do think one thing I'm always really conscious of, which sometimes makes me look really stupid in the playoffs, is that we always overreact to every game, right? It was 2-1 Celtics, and people were like, "Is this gonna get to 6?" You know what I mean? Like, the Warriors seem that cooked. So I think the Celtics win game 6. That's a team that plays with a lot of pride. I think if there is an officiating bias, it's always towards getting a game 7, especially when the team that's down is at home. The Celtics are at this point, I really regret, I don't remember who made this joke, but someone said the Celtics' entire offense is just regression to the mean. And that's exactly true. They're either going to make 15 3-pointers in a row and then they're going to miss everything for 10 minutes, or they're going to miss everything for 2 games and then they're going to go 80% from 3 next game. Like, I think they're sort of now due for one of their, they can't keep shooting like this games. But to your point about Tatum, I do think it's indicative of the entire approach to offense that they've had. They're not consistent. They always fall apart in terms of like the offensive discipline at some point. I want to read you in wins. In their 2 wins, they scored 120 and 116 points. In the 3 losses, they scored 88, 97, and 94 points. And some of those points last night were in garbage time too. Like, when they're bad offensively, it's by far the worst thing that either of the teams does. And I think that's just that's what's limiting them. You're not going to beat the fucking Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry putting 2 numbers up on the scoreboard. It's never going to happen.
Those turnovers too, they had 18 turnovers to 6. And there's that big ass scoreboard up there in the game. I'm looking at that shit like, you can't win a game when you have 3 times the amount of turnovers than the other team. The amount of points they got off those turnovers in the paint, They got more points in the paint with them because they were just getting layups off them fucking turnovers. And them deep-ass threes they be taking with them long-ass rebounds might as well be a fucking turnover. They're not getting back. You know what I mean? So they didn't play tough D. You know what I'm saying? And then they turn the ball over. They were frivolous with the ball, bro. You can't win a chip like that. But that's what happens when you have a 24-year-old who is the man and has to go take over the game for you. You know what I mean? They're a young team. They got some young boys that are really good, but they don't have the discipline yet. And we've been talking about it right now, and it looks like it's biting them in their ass for the first time this playoffs.
What did you think of the Andrew Wiggins game, Tyler? I think if you'd have said that the Warriors were going to get 37 points out of Steph and Clay, and Steph was going to go 0-9, you assume that's one that the that the Celtics are taking. But Andrew Wiggins kind of single-handedly flipped it, 12 of 23, 26 points, 13 rebounds. What did you think of his game, Tyler?
Phenomenal. It's just this Andrew Wiggins redemption tour has just been phenomenal this postseason. You know, the knock on Andrew Wiggins was always, he'll get you, 24, 5-5 a season, but you're still going to win fucking 32 games. You know what I mean? Like he was the empty stats guy. And now he is, being a stats monster. He had 16 and 16 the other game, and he's having an impact. He's swinging the tide of a fucking championship. He's looking like the second best player on that Warriors squad. Shouts to Andrew Wiggins, man. It's, like I said, it's a hell of a redemption tour. It's been an ebb and flow with Wiggins, right? He came out first pick. People legitimately were like, even if Embiid was healthy, you still go Wiggins first overall, right? Like people were that high on Wiggins when he was at Kansas coming out of there. You know what I mean? So to see him kind of get back and be everything that a lot of people thought he would be, fucking 8 years ago, it's just been phenomenal to watch.
If Steph has another stinker and Wiggins plays like Wiggins has been playing.
Don't do it.
While guarding Tatum and holding Tatum to these bad, and during the second half, he's guarding Tatum, especially in the fourth quarter, holding Tatum to these bad numbers in the fourth, bro. I don't know.
Steph is going to have to puke all over himself.
He's
going to have to stink it up tremendously.
But if he plays like he played tonight, last night, plays like he played last night, and then Wiggins does what Wiggins has been doing, it might be another Eagle Dollar 2015 as, final MVP, motherfuckers. We'll see.
I don't think we're getting any more stinkers from Steph. I think he got it out of the system. We're not seeing any more this series.
Well, that's it. That's my question for you guys. We don't really do the player props and the individual bets and stuff, but I do want to specifically ask you about Steph Curry. Like Game 6, Steph Curry. Is he going to have a good game or is he going to have a bad game? What do you think? Tyler, you think he's okay.
He's balling out like 32 or some shit like that.
I mean, that's what we think. That's what it seems like. But the thing is, you don't know with Steph, and that's been his knock. You know what I mean? We know what we finna get from fucking Giannis. We know what we finna get from Bron. You know what I mean? We thought we knew we was gonna get from KD to this year. We never know what we're gonna get from Steph. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I tend to think he's gonna. It'll be. I mean, it's just, Game 4 was like one of the best finals games. It was such a flawless performance.
He was special. But that's Steph too.
I almost feel like I'm more confident in him with it being on the road.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That Game 4, that was like when I gained confidence that he was going to have a great night. Was he made that 3 in the first quarter and immediately started talking shit to the fans. And I just was like, oh, okay. He's
It's wild the way he played last night. Nobody's really talking about that. But I guess they won by 10. They didn't need him. But that's one thing too. Is like, I don't know. No, actually the Celtics have won without Tatum because Tatum, the first game that they won, Tatum didn't play that well.
To be completely honest with you, I mean, there was so much focus for everyone on Tatum being the guy that, Jaylen Brown is kind of skating by. Jayson Tatum literally broke an NBA Finals record for most assists in your first Finals game in that stinker of a Game 1. Mm-hmm. He didn't score the ball well. He had 13 assists. Last night, he had 27 points on 10 of 20 shooting. Jaylen Brown, who's supposed to be the other guy carrying the load, is 5 of 18 for 18 points. But because most casual basketball fans are not really tapped in with Jaylen Brown, like the fact that he's been pretty bad in their losses is just like totally flying under the radar. It's all getting pointed at Tatum.
You need somebody that's steady though, right? And do you need somebody like Jaylen who give you a heater? But you can't really. I wouldn't want to rely completely on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen had like a 34-point games, 22-point halves. I think Jaylen has done what he's supposed to do in this finals. I think the big difference is Tatum. If Tatum is 80% of himself, they're playing for the championship last night. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, last night, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 and 9 3-point shooting. Jaylen Brown, 18 points, 0 of 5 from 3.
But what he do in the fourth
18
quarter? That's all that shit's cute. All that shit's cute till you like are 0 for fucking everything in the fourth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if Jaylen Brown's 0 of everything in the fourth and 0 of everything in the second, that's my only point. Like, I feel like given that it's his first finals, I'm kind of surprised how much everyone's just pointing everything at Tatum. But it's the expectations versus reality of a guy that everyone wanted to be the next guy that's the face of an iconic franchise, all this other shit. But I don't feel like it's necessarily fair that everyone's I don't feel like I've seen any national narrative shit about Jaylen Brown at all. But I think it's also, you have to watch basketball to kind of be like, I don't know, to understand how important he is to that team. You know what I mean? He's not in the run-up package in the way that it's Tatum versus Steph, you know?
Bro, it's like he gets all the credit when he balls out, and no one gives a shit when he
he's in a perfect spot.
Perfect spot. Like I saw it. Like he's been climbing up on the fucking MVP leaderboards and shit. The Finals MVP leaderboards, and then he thinks whatever. Everyone's like, well, nonetheless. Anyway, so it's a great spot to be in if you're Jaylen Brown. Man.
They be frying his ass on Twitter. Our esteemed producer Jackson got one off. A series ago. So yeah, the national media doesn't expect a lot out of him, but they be frying his ass on Twitter. But
he's the nevertheless MVP of the of the
series. Did y'all have big expectations for him this finals?
I think I like if they were going to win, I think he was going to have a good series.
I mean, yeah. I don't think he's had a. I think he's had a good series. I think he had a bad game. He's had a decent series.
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It was just crazy to me. Everyone was talking, and you're right about the fourth quarter, but I was just going on Twitter last night. I see everyone talking about Tatum. I'm like, but he's not the problem. He wasn't the problem to me with the Celtics. I wouldn't pin that on Jayson Tatum. I don't know. It's more of a team. But again, to me, I look at that more as systemic of the team problem with their offense in key quarters in this playoffs. And that's been every series that they've looked invincible. And then the next game, they always have a quarter where they score 14 points or something. I mean, that's been the entire playoffs.
They went away with, like we were saying, like on a game 3, they finally realized that they were the bigger, stronger, more athletic team, and they played to that. They went away from that. They haven't done any of the things they did in that last win in the last 2 games. And I don't get it. I mean, I know they're packing the post and shit like that. Yeah. But gee, man. Like, y'all gotta, that's what schemes are for. And Ime, what the fuck are you doing, dog? You looking like Steve Nash out here. Go get a bucket. That's what you telling these motherfuckers to do now? Run some fucking sets. Get some people open, bro. Make it easier for these boys. They young. Just don't call them out their name in the fucking halftime and expect them to fucking figure it out. They can only work so many times. There's only so many curse words. There's only so many epithets in this fucking planet, my G.
There's only so many dickheads you can call them before you gotta pull up that clipboard.
Right. Shit. You've wasted all of them, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Put pen to pad, motherfucker. All right? Use that marker on that motherfucking board, that whiteboard, G. It's time. Sheesh.
I said last night they played well enough in the third quarter. He might have said something really offensive at halftime, But it only lasted one. It only lasted one quarter. It might have been 1996 Power 106 FM out there, bro.
Some throwback, some throwback toxicity.
Sheesh.
Oh shit. Okay.
Celtics are in trouble though. Let's just call it what it is.